decisions and tough decisions. Every development, every improvement, every character, every confidence, every capability needs tough decisions. Especially in the case of business, we need tough decisions. Without tough decisions, it's very difficult to earn money through in business. Yes, business needs tough decisions to earn more and more profits in business. How to take tough decisions? What the in which sector, in which sections of business the tough decisions are required, and what nature of tough decisions required in carrying on the business. Generally, in a proprietor of business and partner of business always feel that this is my business, I can do whatever I like. I can do whatever, in what way I like. Whether I collect money from the seller, purchaser, from the seller or not, it is my discretion, they always feel. But business always needs toughness in decisions. And don't mix the business with service, charity, relationship. Especially, even if you are owner of the business, you cannot carry on the business against the business principles. Means whatever you use it from the business, whatever you take in goods from the business, you have to pay that amount. We have seen some people in rural places, for maybe farmers or small shops or shops, they'll do in such a way that whatever the expenditure they need for their house maintenance, they learn from a business or small activity by family members, and the business they won't draw any amount from the business, and that will allow the business to expand as much as possible. Because without when there are no drawings, when there are no withdrawals, the business will flourish with capital and it will multiply. And even we have seen in farmers also, they will be having one or two major crops and 3 or 4 small crops like vegetables, or other small crops like that, fruits or vegetables like that. What they will do, farmers will spend money, live with based on only the income on the fruits and vegetables only, but the main crop sale proceeds they will keep in a deposit to purchase another house, another land, or for longer investments or longer infrastructure in agricultural land. So that is a discipline followed by the farmers in rural places and also businessmen in small places. So that leads to the multiplication of capital introduced, and that will lead to additional profits because of high investments and less withdrawals and less leakages also. And next is one more thing, efficient business management. Efficient business management means management always should be tough enough not to interfere, not to involve any other inefficient person, inefficient decision, untimely decision, or missing the time to take decision. So efficiency comes out, efficiency exhibits on the success of a business. So if there are good profits, means there is a businessman is efficient. He need not be educated, he need not be highly qualified, but we have seen so many businessmen who are undereducated, but they have shown very good results in their business performance. That is possible because of efficient management, and that is possible only with wise decisions, timely decisions, preparing for future unforeseen events also. That will lead to high profits to the businessman. We have seen so many Indian corporates also less educated, but they have shown good performance in their commercial activities. Next is one more tough decision is there should be diversion of funds. You introduce the capital to carry on the business. You borrow to carry on the business. Don't divert the funds from this business of the capital or borrowed fund for other purpose or personal purpose or for any purpose except for business. So there should first tough decision not to divert the funds from the business. Use the funds only for the business, because you have dedicated the funds only for business. You have borrowed only for carrying on the business. That is most important. And next, another indiscipline we have seen in many small businessmen is they will withdraw the amount from the business as much as they want, as and when they want. That is more irregularity or indiscipline, financial indiscipline by small entrepreneurs. Suppose if a person is introduced with 10 lakhs in his business, he restrict himself that that you should not draw more than 10,000 or 12,000 per month, because the rate of bank lending rate of interest is still 1%, 12% per annum. If you draw more than 12,000, means you have to, capital will come down and loans will increase. That will add interest cost and financial cost. That will lead to the capital will be eroded and it will be left with loans and the business will be in losses. So fixed percentage of amount, fixed amount of only should be drawn from the capital by the entrepreneur, even though it is his own business. And he should also see that the partners or family members should not draw the amount more than what is prescribed, including whatever the amounts prescribed. Everything should be within the limit prescribed, decided as a tough decision. And next is, no, there should be a waste of time. What is the time importance is? Time to purchase, time to introduce capital, time to sell, time to take any decision. And all these things should be a timely decisions. That will lead to good profits to the entrepreneur. And also one more thing is, he has to review the performance of his business. Maybe what is the position of his stocks, receivables, purchases and cash position. Maybe weekly once, because his business needs timely decisions every week. He has to change. Sometimes he has to take tough decisions, he has to implement tough decisions, and he has to review his position every week. Means he should not, that cannot be postponed for next week. Every week he needs to review his own business for stocks, receivables, purchases, sales and cash position, and image and the consumer satisfaction also. All these things should be reviewed by him every week. And if that leads to more and more time, more and more information to take time decisions on time. Next is punctuality. Every business needs punctuality, discipline, quality in service, and after sale service. Price means a reasonable price to consumers, and all this will lead to good. Toughness should be on principles, on trust, confidence, credibility, but not on carelessness, negligence, irresponsibility, unaccountability. All these things are against the toughness. Tough decision will always give the best results, and softness will always may lead to wastage or loss of business, loss of income, loss of everything, image also. And one more thing is, businessmen generally feel, egoistic businessmen always feel that he knows everything. But if a common businessman, if he wants to improve his business, he has to take his advices from his lowest staff also. Maybe who is making the who is cleaning the business premises, or who is the person who is looking after the scrap and who is looking after other things also. They can give correct advice to reduce the scrap or wastage or to maintain the cleanliness, and that will also be add value and add support to the add value to his business. And consumers, sometimes consumers also be in good contact with the consumers. They also will give correct advice about the improvement of the product, or about the quality of the product, about the price of the product, about the after sale of the service of the product. And all these suppliers also sometimes will say, we will give correct advice if they are prompt in payment, punctuality maintained. The suppliers also will give some advice about the future price hike or future price changes, shortage of supply or anything. The suppliers also will help the businessman if you are punctual and taking right decisions. And one more important concept, tough decision is required with regarding the payments. One should be very prompt in payments to purchasers, salaries, expenditure, rent, electricity bills, and all these things. We should be prompt in payment. Otherwise, you may lose the supplier, you may lose the efficient employee, you may lose the premises, and anything may lose, and that may lead to high loss to the business. So promptness is important. So how promptness is possible when the sales amounts are not collected on time? So one should be tough in collecting money also from the sales. So there should not be any scope for discretion to delay, default, defay by the purchaser. So the strict condition of collecting money on time is most important to repay the prompt payments to purchases, sales, expenditure, purchases, services and salaries, etc. So prompt collection is most important. So it is one of the tough decision, because against the wishes of the consumers, you have to be tough in collecting the money, but best in service, tough in collection is most proper idea to carry on the business successfully. Next, another important thing is we have to maintain the records, statutory compliance for preparation of accounts, filing of the returns or details. Statutory compliance is also important, because one delay leads to late fees, penalty and other consequences, mental problem, mental loss as well as financial loss also, and also loss of image. So for that, to maintain better compliance with the departments or regulatory authorities, one should have proper accounts maintained, stock records and profits computation quarterly. So whether it is necessary profit computation quarterly, yes, when you are reviewing your business every week, every month will give some advice or suggestion about the decision taken, and that will lead to some information about the computation of profit. Every quarter, by quarterly ending, by seeing your stocks and receivables, and one can know how much increase in the value of the stocks purchase, value of the receivables and the increase in profits. That computation of quarterly profit is one of the important things to take tough decisions. If there is loss, you can go for tough decisions to restrict the expenditure. If there is a profit, you can continue the same, or you can improve further by taking tough decisions in carrying on the business profitably. These are some of the tough decisions required to carry on the business for anyone, individual, company, partnership firm, even government also. Everybody needs toughness in taking decisions and implementation. When financial transaction or when a financial requirement is there, when commitment is required, and that commitment should be met with toughness only.